Hey guys, it's Dani and welcome to Plan With Me August. So let's go ahead and start with a flip through of July. This setup with the This Week page on the side really was one of the best that I've used so far. So I'm definitely going to be keeping that in August. I think I will rearrange the way that my week is set up, but I'm definitely going to have that page on the side. It really was so freeing and so useful to have this on the side. Sometimes I used it more than others, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm going to do it again for August. Speaking of, let's go ahead and get into it. So I started with my brush pen, and then I'm going to come in with my calendar and do the 4x4 squares that I've been doing. Having this smaller calendar really does fit in so well because I don't utilize it a whole bunch. I just like to mark my important dates, that way I don't forget throughout the weeks. But I really enjoy having a full calendar page because I like to see kind of where my week is. So I went with a studio ink to put in my days of the week, but they were really light. So I went over it again with a pen. I'm going to do it again on the side for my notes and tasks, but I eventually changed it out to a distressed ink just because it was darker and I didn't have to continuously go over with my pen. I'm like halfway through and I'm like, why am I doing this? I have a different ink. So anyway, I go ahead and number, and then on the side, I screwed up. Well, I mean, I didn't screw up, but like it didn't turn out like I wanted to, and my pen slipped when I went to put a little box around it, and I hated it. So this is my September calendar, just kind of a look ahead. Y'all, already September is coming. What the hell? Anyway, so I went ahead and put a piece of paper with one of my spares in the background. In the back of my bullet journal page. And I redid September's calendar up in the corner like it never happened. Now you're going to see at the bottom my transfer paper. This is from Seven Gypsies, I believe it's called. It's architectures. So they're literally just rub-on transfers, and I loved that vintage feel and the look. So that is going to be my theme for the month. I added in some washi tape, which you'll see me in a little bit remove because I ended up not liking it, But I put in my moons and my important dates at the bottom, and then I'll get to my notes and tasks section. So after retracing, I go ahead and put a little transfer up at the top on the calendar because it just was missing something, and I preferred that look. So there we go. A bigger washi tape. It just looked better. I was like, I needed something a little more bold and some fun to add to it. So on to my weeks. My weeks are all going to look basically the same. I have August up at the top with a Monday through Sunday week. So this is going to be the 5th through the 11th. My boxes that I draw for my dailies are going to be 7 tall by 10 wide. So those are all going to be the same throughout. So then I decided to put some stickers for our dates, simply because I had these from a really old planner, and I thought that they looked like typewriter keys. So I was like, oh yeah, we're doing this. So here we go. I used the Distress Oxide. I think it's called Black Soot, and it was so much darker, so much more of what I wanted. So no more filling in the holes. So here we go, some more of our transfers and some little doodles. So as I go into this one, let me give you guys a little bit of advice that I wish someone would have given me. So these transfers that I use are fantastic. However, I didn't quite think about the fact that I was going to be writing on top of them like right away. And I didn't seal them in any way, shape, or form, and they smudged onto the page beside them. Now the picture's fine. It didn't mess up the picture. You'll see when I do my full flip through that it didn't mess anything up, but there is smudges on the opposite page. So what I did when I was done was I took some Mod Podge and I went over the transfers, and they look great. You can't even tell it's on there. I used the matte and it worked out perfectly. You'll also see the smudges on this page because I can't quite keep my fingers out of the ink. But you know what? It doesn't really bother me much because it's just like when you look at newspapers, and these look like newspaper clippings. When it's fresh ink, it's gonna smudge and smear when you move your hands all over it. So it's just like reading a newspaper. So vintage, right? So here I'm adding in a quote that says, "There's nothing like a dream to create the future." So here it is, you guys. Here's August. I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. Look, you can see all my smudges. Smudges and all. I just think this is so neat. It's so fun. I had a great time doing this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are looking for me, I have all my information below in the description, where you can find me on Instagram, email. You can book a personal reading on Etsy, or you can check out my shop, and much, much more. I'm sending you all my love. Later, Gators!